Waiting for YouTube to stay. Oh, there we go. Excellent connection. Let me grab the hyperlink to the stream. Share that, plaster it all over the place. Share. Copy. Oh yeah, I'll put my screen up in the Discord as well. Get that going. An announcement over here. Alright, I'm gonna zoom out. Let's go. Weekly logarithmic Bitcoin chart. The whole gamut. From like 2009 onward. Just to rehash where we've been and where that suggests that we're going.
Hey guys.
Yo. Hello YouTube.
I heard Fukushima is still melting. Are you on YouTube? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, I just started up, but that's cool. Oh, thank you. Someone changed the
Almost
title
cursed
in the YouTube
there.
as the live on Rick's YouTube. Thank you for that. I think
Can I
that's
curse?
probably go. If you fucking want to swear, go for it.
Oh my god! Oh my god! You
This
said
is
it!
It's not a kids channel, like I've said many
That's
times
cool.
to you.
Right, it's rated mature for mature
Yeah,
audiences.
As long as we're not like cussing as often as like I don't know. Does South
Cool.
Park
I just
even
didn't realize
swear
that's
that
what you were
often?
doing.
Yeah, it's fine, man. Don't worry. But I'm just sort of like rehashing. How many years has Bitcoin been alive for? Let's just start it from 2010. So we got 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah? What's that? What? You gonna ask something?
Nothing.
Let me just count them out because I'm bad at math.
Bitcoin's just it's in its teens. It's a little a-hole.
It is. It's a teenager. I know it had its Sweet 16 maybe last year. I can't remember. I mean,
Oh
it
yeah.
turned,
That was good, yeah.
turned 10 over
I
here.
get so distracted in that.
Turned 12 over here. 13, 14, 13. 13. Oh, dude. Bitcoin is 17 next year, dudes.
17,000?
17 years old.
17,000 for 17 years. Let's do it.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. 17 years of Bitcoin. I came in when Bitcoin was in its ninth year. Ninth year is when I started.
You're a frickin' petty.
So I came in roughly at the halfway point of its current lifetime. Yeah, or
It came in practically during conception, bro. That's evil.
So yeah, well, I think we've started the count already for the bear. We're already like a month or two in.
That's cool.
Not bad.
Yeah, I think so too.
If it's supposed to be 12 months down, I feel like we've already got 2 under the belt. You know what I mean? Because if the top is October 6, well, we've seen November 6, so that's 1 month, and December 6 is coming up pretty quick, so that's almost 2 months since the high. And if there's 12 months of it, we only got 10 months to wait until the very bottom, according to the whole cycle, the cycle theory, you know. And I think, yeah, so if that is to be counted on, like it has been for, I don't know, like however you want to quantify it, like it might not be the entire existence because the cycle gets a bit weird, like back in the first like 2 or 3 years of Bitcoin, the cycle's not really equidistant. It's only like from about 2013 did it start getting equal distances and like relationships between highs and lows and halvings and all that. But yeah, I mean that's a fair amount of data. It's not enough to call it like a really entrenched and instilled pattern yet, but it's the best we got. It's better than, at least we got this compared to complete random, you know what I mean? But I mean, so far it's been beneficial to follow what seems to be a cycle. If you bought, you know, at the level that the last bear market suggested, where the low would come in, that was a great time to buy, you know? And if you bought that low and, you know, you found the 69K all-time high, then you rode this to 125 plus, and you've taken profit already. You know, it's the same distance. It's even the same distance from that low there to this high here. Same distance. And then, you know, this blue section here is the bear market. It's very short. Don't have to wait long. We've already done 2 months of it, technically. If you're measuring it from the tippy top, this thing should be over by October. If it's gonna play that, you know, that perfectly. A few people have said, oh, the bottom might come in sooner than we think, like just because of some of the headwinds that are coming, like, you know, interest rate cuts. Quantitative tightening has ended, by the way, apparently. That's no longer in play. There's no QE yet, though. We're just in a neutral stance that the Fed, you know. I guess the easing would come... Now, maybe one of you guys can help me. Does the easing come in when they start adding to their balance sheet again? You know, buying assets, putting them on their balance sheet. Is that technically the easing, or is it the money printing? Is it the expanding of the money supply? Like, what's... Because I know that the interest rate, changing the interest rates isn't necessarily QE or QT. So that's a different function that they have. But anyway, maybe I can look up the definitions later. But yeah, I think so far it's reasonable to see that a pullback over the next 10 months that doesn't necessarily mean it has to crash down 80%. It might. We've had pretty deep crashes before, or corrections, or bear markets, whatever you want to call it. But maybe we hold this line here. Now let me just remove all the timing lines because that's a bit distracting. I'll hide that, I'll hide that, and these. And I'm gonna turn it back to linear. Check out that green line right there. This is why I titled the stream "Bitcoin Approaches the Line in the Sand," because this green line here, I feel, is a pretty macro trend line that has provided resistance like 3 major times. Like, these are macro pivots right here. You know, months leading up to it, months falling away from it, and then it's done the same as a support. So this is what I'm suggesting is the line in the sand. Like, if we hold that, maybe that's what throws us up to a right shoulder of a Head and Shoulders potentially, or, you know, some people think that it's gonna throw it back and launch it back into a fresh bull market, you know, or, you know, reignite the current bull market. But, you know, it's exciting. We get to see what happens. And then, of course, there's the bearish case where we lose it in this approach. and we just, you know, we get down, maybe bump our head on it, and then continue to correct. More like what would have happened back here. Something like that. Like, this kind of had a head and shoulders, but it was like a... I don't know, maybe Kwai can help me on the definition. A Quasimodo head and shoulders, like where it's a little bit like distorted, like something like that.
Yeah.
Where the shoulders are way off. Yeah.
Yeah, you've got a, instead of an equal low, you've got a lower low.
A lower low.
Or high.
Yeah.
It's usually lower, so the right shoulder is
like
coming off of a lower low. And then
Yeah.
it's also a lower high. The right shoulder is also lower than the left shoulder.
Yeah. Yep. I knew it was something like that, something weird. But the other, like, my little bullish.
Oh, nice music. Yeah,
my
going
little-
on.
Oh, thank you. I'm streaming on YouTube, so that's why. My little bullish scenario would be if we hold this green line as support, like some kind of idea of support, come up, fool everyone that it's going to be a big nasty head and shoulders, and just maintain it, and then turn this whole structure into a huge pennant thing, you know, and then break out later on, like when the, you know, it might
Man,
not even
that'd
be
be
that
so
big.
that would take such a long time.
Yeah, it would take until October. If it happened like that, like something like that, then the breakout would be January of like 2027 or December 2026, something like that, where we recover and then, you know, reach all-time highs again by like, you know, April or May or something like that of 2027, and then boom. And, you know, doesn't that look like it's kind of like in tune with what we've been getting as a pattern? A pattern? And DC woodworking, yes, I agree. That would be so boring.
There has been a bunch of triangles, like big ass triangles lately.
Yeah, there has.
Like I was trying to like XRP had a head and shoulders, and then it turned into like a triangle, and like it broke out.
Yep.
And put in a new all-time high.
There's been some really sexy like chart patterns this bull market. Like there's a fat old bull flag or falling broadening wedge, whatever you want to call it, but it was no question a bullish continuation pattern. So was this. This was a really sharp falling wedge. Textbook outcome. Two very easy textbook patterns on the weekly chart. Like, how can you deny that? It's
How can you
really
get
cool.
wrong?
Do you have any ideas?
Now we're back
that you
at
want
entry.
to share? Do you have any ideas you want to share on stream, Kwai? If you're at your mainframe?
Man.
'Cause
Not
I'm all
really,
ears.
'cause my chart is pretty messy.
Okay. Well, I'm
I'm just
all
kinda
ears,
waiting to
I'm all
see-
eyes. If anyone wants to.
Alright, I guess I can bring up. Hold
Yeah,
on, let me see
I'll
if I can
share
get
it.
a cleaner chart.
Happy to
Just
see.
what I've been looking at today.
Yep. I'll wait for it to jump on in.
Oh yeah, I gotta bring my chart up, don't I? Am I up?
Yes, let me just grab your window
Uh,
and I will pop it out and bring it across so that the YouTubes can see. Oh, how do I make it go full screen? There we go. I think that's it. Fire away.
mhm. Just kind of hide that because it doesn't really have to do with this. But yeah, so this is something that
Let's turn the music down a touch.
this is just a W pattern that I that I drew today. I'm waiting to see if we hold this higher low here, like on this fib.
Oh, okay,
Because
down
we're
the
kind of
hourly.
resting on this. Yeah. Excuse me. We're kind of resting on this trend line that goes back. It's kind of like wonky, but like, you know, so it cuts through a little bit of price action, but basically it comes up through there.
The
You
yellow
didn't
one,
touch it on any of these occasions. Yeah, but
right.
that was like one of these spider lines that I had drawn. And I don't know, we're just kind of resting on that. So I hid all the other ones because they were kind of distracting, and I just left that one on there.
Is that a linear
So just for
or a logarithmic?
it's log.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
Linear, it would be way down here.
Right.
But
Yep. Oh, gotcha.
yeah, basically, so all I'm looking at today is I want to see if this puts in a higher low here, because it's not being that enthusiastic about breaking out straight away. But I feel like this was sort of the big capitulation point. Oh, it's not going to show me volume, is it? No. So there, it's not going to show me volume on this specific chart, but trust me, the volume's there. There was a lot of volume that showed up on this day, and we've got not as much volume today, but almost as much. So we've got more volume today than we've gotten on the average over the last 10 days. And the last time we got it as much volume was here. So I'm looking to see if we can try to carve out a higher low here at this little like micro fib, like 618 level here. If we can consolidate here and just hold this level and get back above this 50 here, then I think we have a chance of coming up and putting in the right side of this W pattern. And like this is something that D Block commonly shows, like his W pattern, higher low fractal breakout. Shout out to D Block, by the way. And so yeah, the way that he does his measured move is, you know, just take the left side, the W, put it up here. So now it does have to break out first, obviously, but the idea is if it does put in a higher low here, we would want to see it coming up, breaking this, and then eventually breaking this angular here. And I would expect that we get a rally up here. This is the wrong color. I gotta make this green.
I can see that being like, yep, good old fat right shoulder.
But
if it becomes it.
But yeah, there's. Check that in a second. This is basically the measured move, and it would involve breaking these lower highs here. That would be the neckline, and then it would also involve breaking this downtrend here from all these previous highs. Look, if I sort of zoom out, you could probably see it better. Breaking that structure that would be holding us back. So if it is to make that measured move, then these are the areas I would be targeting. You know, at least for a relief bounce. Like if everyone's looking for a dead cat bounce, like a rescue ship, so to say. You know, if you've got this whole area here, then I'd say that's the area you would be looking for some resistance, right, to come in. Just look at how chunky that area is for price action. Yeah. So I'd be targeting that area for resistance. I mean, if not, this would be like we got a lot of touches right there. There was a lot of trading that happened. I wonder if it'll show me the VPVR. Do I even have that up? Let's check that. Nope, it doesn't come up. Or at least won't populate. Yeah, no, it's not gonna come up. Well, anyway, a lot of volume is here, I'm sure. Like, you'd see a big volume shelf there. So I'm thinking, I wish I could just use my other chart because I would be able to get all of that, but I'm thinking if the bull market is over, right, if the bear market's in, and we end up having a shot up here, then I think this is where most people would get out. This is the area of value, I think, where resistance would start to come in the most. So we would obviously have to get past that. I think if we wanted the bull market to continue, like if we wanted to like basically salvage what's left of the bull market and try to get it to extend a little further, we would obviously have to clear this level.
Yeah, we have to go back.
And then maybe we have a chance at a new all-time high. But we'd have to at least clear this level first. So this is going to be the first area of like significant trouble.
Yep.
It's that zone right there. And not only is it a high traffic area, but these are the bull market support bands.
Yep.
These sort of here, let me just get rid of this.
Just very quickly, that breaks the cycle, which is completely possible. I'm not saying it's impossible or impenetrable, but that's what it does. And yeah, and if it does that, if it gets above the 200 daily moving average, that kind of stuff, I'm like, oh, this is becoming more possible. You know what I mean? Like the probability starts to increase.
Yeah.
The closer it gets to.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm basically just saying that this is where the... Hold on, let me see if I can just mute all these. Can I mute all these at once? There's so many freaking alerts. So this is the 20-week SMA. And this green one underneath is the 21-week EMA, but that also lines up pretty well with this green one here. I don't know if you can see there's two green ones, but the second green one, that's the 150 EMA, daily EMA. Then this white one is the 200. So you basically got the 20-week SMA, 21-week EMA. That's the bull market support band. You've got the 200 daily EMA sitting right there. So you've got a 618 fib. If you draw this level from top down to this recent bottom we've had, assuming that's the low, and we put in a higher low here, then your 618 fib brings you right up to that high traffic area that I was talking about. Or you might not even make it that far. You might get rejected about 100K where the 0.5 fib is, because there also will be resistance there.
Yeah. Big
so if it doesn't make it
too.
Yeah, like it might struggle there and then end up failing. But if it doesn't, then
I have,
you know, and it holds the break out here, gets above that, and then breaks this level and holds above that. That's where we start turning bullish again. The problem with that is you've already given up like so much percentage. Right. You know, before you really confirm it, that's 30% up.
Yeah. Do you know quite? I mean, this is a little bit unrelated and a little bit off topic, but this is just to do with what the conversation, the general chat at the moment. Just about staking, does the APY return go up or down in a bull or bear? You know what I mean? Like, is there any specific environment where the APY gets better?
So, I don't think it's about like bull or bear. I just think like I think it has to do with token unlocks. And if there's going to be a lot of unlocks coming, then you would think that the price is going to go down, right? So I think the ones that they think the price is going to go down on significantly, like in the near term future, they offer a higher percent APY.
Okay,
so that
like Ethereum,
they can
for example,
distribute to people.
Yeah,
like they want to distribute to people that like don't mind holding it. They'd be holding a bag because they think it's going to go down.
Right, so
then like they can
kind of
basically
like
sell coins.
Yeah, you're encouraged to hang in there in a way when the APY goes up, because it's like, oh,
like
it's really not that much money either, though.
Like you're encouraged to buy right there and then hold it for a long time because you're trying to earn yield on it. But in terms of like what you invested is going down. So if you invested money, right, and you get 5% APY, but what the money that you invested has gone down 10%, then it's kind of like,
is it worth it?
What the hell are you? What are you really doing?
Right.
If I lost $20,000 on ETH, did the $60 a month really make up for it?
Right. Well, hey man, it's better than nothing, I suppose. If you're gonna be holding it anyway, you may as well stake it. Yeah.
So I think that like when they suspect that the price is going to go down, which I would suspect is they would base that off of this is just my theory. I would think that they would base that off of if there's going to be token unlocks and like what the tokenomics are like, how much of the supply is there, and how much is going to be available to the public. So and like at what dates, you know what I mean? So they'll distribute. I think they incentivize people to buy these coins because they want to distribute to people, but like as it's going down, because like developers and stuff, like you look like a dick if you take profit like when things are up. So they kind of have to sell it as it's going down. So it's almost like they incentivize people to buy it by saying, "Hey, we'll give you a yield on this," and they sell them their bags and then they buy it lower.
Just quickly using ETH as an example, so the APY, the annual percentage yield, that's yearly, right? Well, yeah, obviously annual. Sorry, my bad. Answered my own question. I asked like Google, and the AI answer is anywhere between 3.5 to 5.7% is like the rough ballpark of what you get APY staking Ethereum. So if you had $100,000 worth of Ethereum staked, or actually let's just go by ETH, the quantity of ETH, what's that roughly? Let's just say you had 50 ETH.
Yeah, so it's like about how cheap can you get it?
Yeah, so
how cheap can you afford 50 ETH?
You basically accumulate 2 ETH per year if you hold 50 of it. 50 Ethereum. 2 ethers, yeah. Maybe, yeah, I see what Trogo's point is.
So depending on the end of the year, what is the price at the end of the year?
If you have 150K and ETH goes down 50%, and now you only have 75K, was it worth those 2 ETH? Or, you know,
locking up.
Repositioning, yeah. But everyone has the way they want to invest, you know.
That's it. I mean, you do have the peace of mind with staking. Like, you don't have to know where the pivots are at. You just collect it, right?
But also,
you just keep adding dips.
Buying 50 ETH is like buying 50 ETH at $1,000. That's 50 grand. But if you buy 50 ETH at $4,000, that's 200 grand.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like
it's expensive to do.
If that shrinks to, if your 200 grand shrinks to freaking 50 grand, then you're like, damn it,
you've lost. Like, you're down 150.
I don't even care. and then you get 2 ETH. If 2 ETH is only worth $2,000,
then there for sure.
You're down 150 grand, and then you're like, but good thing I got 2 grand for free, you know.
Yeah.
I'm only down 48. I'm only down 148K now.
The consolation prize, it's like I just lost my arm in a traffic accident, and the ambulance handed me a Band-Aid.
I lost my arm in a traffic accident, and the ambulance gave me my 3 fingers back.
Yeah, good luck with.
Anyway, the APY, I think the more expensive the coin gets, the less they offer in APY. And that sort of has to do with like issuance. Like it has to do with a couple different things. I read about it one time, and it said like a lot of like how much APY they pay and like how often they pay out.
Right.
And how often the rate fluctuates is based a lot on like tokenomics, like issuance, like issuance dates and stuff like that. Like just however much is being issued at any certain time. And like whatever the price is, like if it's a higher price, they'll probably offer a lower yield. But I mean, if there's going to be a huge issuance, they'll probably offer a higher yield. So like I think a lot goes into it. It's like a big calculation. So the rates are changing. So on some platforms where you stake, you're not really staking like on chain. You're staking with the exchange. The rates, the APY rates that they offer are
some altcoins offer like crazy APY. Like at times, like it goes way up, like 20%, 17%, whatever.
They fluctuate though.
The best if you're staking the big things like Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever. And you're like, I guess the customer of staking, or the person that would use staking, is just the person that would hold a spot anyway. Like, they were just holding it anyway. They weren't doing anything with it. There was no plan to sell, the cycle top and accumulate the cycle low, and flip flop, and flip it with the cycles.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
They're just holding
So
it
it's
for
like,
years
yeah,
and years and just
right.
accumulating.
You may as well lock it up, and there's some cream on the top that you get to.
It's a dangerous game if you are wanting to take profits at the end of a cycle.
Yeah.
If you're more of a cycle theorist.
Yeah.
So
anyway, sorry, I didn't mean
in
to,
short, basically to sum up,
derail you.
basically just to sum up the TA is I'm looking for to see if we can hold a higher low here, challenge this level again, like potentially test it, break out, and see if we can either get past the 50. This is the 50 daily EMA. Get past that. That'll probably be the first test, or maybe we consolidate below the 50 EMA and above this line. If we break out of it, we still got a ways to go because we need to still see if we can put in a higher low here. But if we can break out of this, like just structurally speaking, like if we can break out of this and get up to here, going on the theory that the bull market is over and the bear market has started, then I would expect that we get a relief rally up to here, and then we start to retrace and lose more levels and more confidence as we go. That one red. So that's, if we're gonna reject on the macro, I would think that would be the place to do it. Like, I think maybe we would struggle in here a little bit, and then maybe get one more shot up there, but that's kind of what it's looking like right now. It's kind of looking like we have a path to make it up to this level. If we get rejected there or not, like, remains to be seen. But I think I see a path up to its highest here. We would then have to flip this level to turn bullish. So again, we would have to go up 30% and hold that level before we confirm that the bull market is really and has legs again.
We've seen Bitcoin
until then. We've seen that before.
It has, if you go back to the 2021 bull market, we saw that hit 30k after a 65k high, and then everyone's like, yeah, cool, it's done, it's cooked, it's all done, it's all over, and then boom, like huge rally smashes through the 200 daily moving average, and we scream up to a new high. The issue is that happened mid bull market, not mid, but it was still, there was a lot of time left cycle wise if you're cycle centric like I am, like with the timing and everything. But yeah, this is not a fresh bull market that we're in. We've been ripping for 3 years, so it's, in my opinion, it's stale. Like, this bull market is long in the tooth, like it's old.
It is, but still, I don't see, I don't get how the bull markets, this is such a rounded top,
right? Like a rollover.
Usually when I see that, it ends up getting freaking invalidated. There's a ton of times I remember last cycle where I'm like, oh, this is so obvious, it's gonna roll over right here, and it pushed up, put in a new leg.
The all-time high there was a rollover too, technically, I think you could say.
I mean, right here kind of was. Yeah, there was, but look, it rolled over, but then it dead cat.
It dead catted,
still right there.
You got a big fat nasty
before it really
head and
collapsed
shoulders
the rest
there.
of the way.
Look how fat that head and shoulders was. It was a Quasimodo, but it was still there.
So I mean, if you look at it kind of as if this is your sort of 73k level, right?
Yep. Is that bull market support band? Sorry, that blue one that you've got.
No, that's the 50 daily.
That's
EMA.
the 50 daily. Okay.
Yeah, this is part of it. So this right here, this tannish orange zone, that's the bull market support band.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So where are we at?
Picture this
sorry,
is
go ahead. Finish your point. Sorry.
Yeah, picture this is your 73k line, right?
Yep.
We came up we could be right here right now because we haven't quite touched 73K.
Right.
So we might put in but we did take out the previous low, right? So we took out the previous low here, but we
Lost the
didn't take out
structure.
this low. So
Yeah.
so now if we come over here,
Oh, okay. So we're through the bull market
See, it's
support
like-
band. Yeah, yeah.
oh yeah, we're way below that right now. But hold
Right.
on, let me just
Hide
Here, I'll
drawings.
just hide everything.
Oh,
So remember where I said if this is the 73K level? So what I'm talking about is right here.
yep.
So right here, see how we lost the previous low?
Yeah,
Which is
that's
at
more
around
of like a
100K, but
Yes.
we didn't quite lose this low.
no, and that's what I call
So-
that. That's like a weekly pivot, the one that you were just.
So I'm
pointing
thinking
out
we
there.
come up
Mm-hmm.
and dead cat bounce like we did before.
Yep.
You know, so like, hold on, let me see if I can grab the fractal
This is kind of what Keeks
and
was
actually.
saying. Like we haven't lost the weekly time
What did I
frame
do?
market structure. We haven't lost the structure yet.
Yep.
The problem is that it's such a savage bleed to go down and test that structure. Like that's a big retracement off the high. So you have to
Yeah, but
stomach
it-
the drawdown to stay in the bullish camp, in other words, before you
It
become
has-
like flipped.
It has already
Oh.
done a lot though.
Yeah, I guess it depends where you're holding
Yeah.
too. Yeah,
It-
if you're holding
it-
like at 50K, you're getting probably a little
yeah.
nervous here.
Oh,
If you're
yeah.
holding from 20K, you're
Yeah.
like, okay, it's a little
Yeah,
bit.
it's
you
no
know, we're good.
stress. Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not stressed either way. Like, if I was holding 100K Bitcoin, I'm like, oh, okay, well, it's drawn down, but I'm gonna buy this decline, like this discount. I'm gonna add more Bitcoin to my, and I'm gonna improve my 100K position. It's gonna come down on average, right? So it's not a big deal if you're not stressed about time and you're not worried about holding for another 12 months. Kind of like where Crispy's at with his Ethereum, like, cool, I'll just buy more of it. I don't care. Like I've got a price target in mind, and I'm not satisfied until we hit up around there because he does think it's gonna. And his ETH targets aren't
You see where-
unrealistic. I don't think. I think they're reasonable. Yeah, I see. What
Yeah, I
you're
think so
talking
too.
about. Yeah, I think
He's not
10K
See
saying,
where I'm
like-
kind of going with this?
30,000
see it.
ETH or anything like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So
It's not
look,
like
this
he's
sort of
expecting-
involves like a dead cat bounce here before the real bear market comes in. You know.
Yeah, I think that looks like it could happen. Yeah. Yeah. Revisit like 114,
Like sort of
120. Like, get
folding.
get the bulls frothy again, and then disappoint them one last time. Like they disappointed me and you guys probably.
Punks. They're
Yeah,
all
I know,
punks.
dude. They stopped me out of my my trades on my altcoins, but it is what it is. Yeah, man, that marries in. That looks pretty natural and reasonable to me. As a ghost pattern.
Yeah, I mean it's not perfect, but
Oh, it's got the
Works.
essence. Yeah, it's got the vibes. Yeah. Yeah. See that.
so I'm thinking something like that really before Before we go down.
confirm.
if
Fair enough.
yeah, like if we see the bear market, hold on, let me just lock this in place. That's the evidence, right?
Right.
If we can't get past this level and we fail, then it's toast. It's a goner, you know?
Yeah. And it's like, what? We only have
Like-
to wait 10 more months before the bottom's in, so no big deal. Get a
Yeah.
fresh bull market. A fresh one's better than a
And
stale
look
one.
look where the bottom actually kicks in.
Yeah.
44K,
Well, yeah,
0.5
40.
retracement.
Oh, yeah, and look at the big
So,
macro
off-
pivot
look
that
at-
would
there.
touch up with as well. You got
Is that
some
right
action
here?
off that level. Yeah, there's some evidence
This whole
around that
level.
level.
Yeah.
Around 40-ish. High 40s, mid 40s.
So with
Yeah,
all of
there's
these
a lot of
alts kind of,
consolidation.
with all these alts having some severe pullbacks, you know, something like ADA that was sitting up in the 80s and 90s just a few weeks ago, and now it's sitting in the 30s. I mean, like, what is y'all's thoughts on accumulating some of the ones that are more riskier versus like, you know, Bitcoin and ETH,
I think reasonable,
XRP
man.
maybe?
I think
I've
it's
got just a
reasonable to
handful.
accumulate. Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Anything that's like America, like in the America, not ETF, reserve thing,
American
strategic
coins,
reserve shit. Yeah, like,
Cardano
and
is
the
XRP
the
is.
coins that have ETFs come in, you
Mhm.
know, and the ones that are proof of work and have been around for a while. The only one that is like new that I'm really like convicted on right now is Sui.
Tau. Oh,
You know?
yeah.
Yeah. Well, Tau's good too. I'm still holding Tau, but like I haven't been buying it aggressively. Sui, I have been buying aggressively.
Mm.
Like that's
You-
the only one that's not like an old school coin. That besides that, I'm just buying like Doge, XLM,
You know what doesn't
frickin',
get
you know, some
what
Bitcoin here and
you,
there.
you know what is an old trusted name but hasn't really been in the spotlight, and that is Litecoin. I like Litecoin.
Yeah.
It's been around, it's got longevity. I haven't looked at a
Long-term
chart of Litecoin in a
consolidation.
long
Yeah,
time.
that's
Yeah. I don't even
one of
know
the
where
coins I've
long
been
Litecoin's
buying.
at.
Litecoin,
What
like
happened with
Back,
me too.
Litecoin?
I've been buying Litecoin
close your eyes.
because I had
Close your eyes and pick a
Zcash.
number.
The only things that I'm running
Okay.
for me is XMR.
You'll be pretty
so like
close.
Monero and Zcash
Mm.
have been taken off. We've got Dino coins that have been taken off. So I've been buying Litecoin because that's in that. It's sort of in that group
Right.
almost.
It's in that sort of tried and true, tested. You know, it's like a
And so
household
is
name.
Doge,
altcoin.
kind of.
Yeah, dude, Doge
Most
is
of those have
sense.
retraced though, right? Like Dash.
Yeah.
I know has Dash retraced most of that move up?
Yeah, Dash has been
And you
around
know,
forever.
Filecoin and ICP definitely
Oh man, they're down on the floor.
descended right back down.
Yep, they're still in the discount zone, in the accumulation zone. Yeah, Litecoin.
Yeah, Dash is
Damn,
still
okay.
up. It's consolidating, right?
So if this was
Yeah.
the case here, then who's to say that this wouldn't be like the worst? Like if we bottomed out there, so that would be what here? What is it? This one. We did that.
It's so cute when you
We
go
go
back to
down
old
to
charts.
15K.
Oof. It's funny when you go back to charts that you hadn't like messed with in a couple months or even like a year or two. You just go like a random like Bitstamp pair or something. You're like, whoa, I put all this
Yeah.
information on there just to see like how close you were to being right.
And then
with your
look at
little
this
moves.
fucking thing. This is
Oh yeah.
like I almost hate
I
it that I
see.
can't stop seeing it now.
Big fat cat. Yeah. Okay. A big 2029 pitch the tail into 2029. Damn, dude, that's a devastating bear
2032.
market. That's like
Yeah,
that's like
for
another
real.
that's like a 4-year bear market or something.
They go down until
Whatever it is.
2029, dude.
I don't think
Oh
that.
shit! Get the cat out. Cat's out the bag.
You
Yeah,
thought it
that's
was a
brutal,
2-year
man.
bear market? No, buddy. 4 years.
Yeah. I remember back in 2022 when we were like hoping, or not hoping, but we were like, yeah, man, there's going to be a crypto winter. We're going to have so much time and to
I
accumulate.
know, what the
Like, we're not-
fuck? And then
No,
and then
no,
it
and then
took
we-
the fuck off, and then
it
now we're
starts
like,
pivoting.
I'm
Yeah.
like, all right,
Oh,
well, I guess
well.
it's going. I guess it's going, so like let's go with it. And then it's freaking all right, bull market's over. What the fuck?
What's sad is like most of this shit ripped in like 3 weeks in November of last year, and have really just kind of been teasing the entire time as it just melts right back down.
Yeah.
XRP,
I hope this
fucking
doesn't
ADA,
happen.
all those ones, XLM, all the big dogs, H
I
bar.
hope I'm wrong about this.
Yeah, I hope you're wrong too. Yeah, man, I like if you ask me, like, what are coins that you wouldn't mind hanging on to that you think have some kind of future performance, on their timeline. I think Ethereum, Solana, like, it's basically the top 20. Ethereum, Solana, XRP, Dogecoin. What are the other ones in, like, probably BNB? I mean, that always shows up in the bull market. BNB, they never fail.
Yeah.
Yeah, things like that, man. I like XLM. I like Litecoin. Uh, yeah, they're just waiting for their for all the planets to align, as so to speak. For some people, literally, the planets, as long as they're aligning. But yeah, that's what I reckon. There's nothing wrong with accumulating the stuff that has staying power, like proven staying power. It hasn't been delisted, you know.
Question is, are we near or getting close to high risk asset on or off? Even with quantitative easing potentially in the horizon,
Mm.
is that going to be the factor? I know with Bank of Japan, there's not like there's scare out there now with Bank of Japan raising interest rates to the highest it's been since like 20 or 2008. And so borrowing against the yen has become more expensive than it used to be. And that was kind of what we used to convert back to like USD. I forgot the way it's structured, but it's definitely seems like if they raise rates at the end of this month, like December 18th is I think when they're going to make that decision, then supposedly that is more high risk off than high risk on. So I'm just curious how crypto fares with there you go, Clive. The yen borrows from the US. So if the interest rates are high in Japan, that's gonna screw up that whole carry trade principle, right?
Yeah, I've heard that carry trade situation. Yep,
Mm-hmm.
people have been exploiting that, and now it's kind of breaking that game. If the yeah
Yep.
yeah, I don't know how
Um
what impact that's supposed to
I
have to markets. I don't know.
yeah, I had asked Gemini to kind of break it down. It says unwinding of the yen carry trade. This is the most direct and volatile link to the Bank of Japan's policy change, forced selling as the yen strengthens and the cost of borrowing yen increases. Leverage investors, hedge funds, and others who use the yen carry trade to fund their crypto and other high risk investments are forced to unwind those trades.
Um,
Selling crypto for yen. To repay now more expensive yen loans, these investors must sell the assets they bought, which
ah,
includes crypto, and
yep.
buy yen to cover their debt. This forced selling can lead to a sudden, sharp price drop and high volatility.
So yep, that's probably one of the big fundamental things that make sense, like playing into what could produce the bear market. And let's say Japan's situation changes again, shifts in 8 months from now, or whatever, and then that
Mhm.
function, that carry trade, comes back into effect, and like, oh look, the yen's the interest rate's down, it's back to what it was. Let's play that game again, and then hit the next bull market. But yeah,
Yeah. And I
yeah,
was like, the markets are so forward thinking now that I mean, do they price this in quickly and let the
yeah,
market dump quickly, and then as people are still thinking, sitting on their hands, not doing anything, that's when the institutions are buying up everything heavy in a quick sudden move down.
yes, yeah. It's like the book just keeps going. There's always a new chapter to keep you like, oh,
Hmm.
what's next? I remember when the story was, like, how we were all hanging on the CPI data release, and the Fed, like what the Fed, the FOMC, that was a big part of like the back end of 2022, because we were also, that was a big part of the narrative of the bear market. Not that it's not real. It's real. Like, it wasn't like false news or anything like that. It was actual impact to the economy. But yeah, it was just what was talked about at the time, like what the main focus that people were looking to. And then that shifted. It went to, like, there was another couple of events. There was like the debt ceiling crisis that they kicked the can down the road further from. Like, they just delayed it and, oh, it's no problem. Like, we're not talking about that anymore. And then there was the Silicon Valley Bank collapsed, and then there was a very short Fed bump up on their balance sheet. They added, I think they loaned some bank. I don't know what happened. I have to research that. But something happened where their balance sheet bumped back up in 2023, and then it got back on track with the reducing of the balance sheet. So it's like they rescued something in the course of the retracement. And then, of course, was the Bitcoin spot ETF narrative, which we all went through. There was the hype train as soon as we heard about spot ETFs coming out and BlackRock, and we had to wait months for Gary Gensler and the boys to approve it. And then it got approved. We saw the Sell the News event, which was like a couple of days or a week down. And then you had the inflows, which took it to like 74K, So yeah, that was that narrative. Then there was the US election narrative, like, the campaign during 2024, and then the election hit. The result came out. Crypto rallied up. We got Bitcoin to 100,000.
Luring the trap for many,
and then
many a fool.
The big fat inauguration day, like everyone's like, hell yeah, Bitcoin strategic reserve, new SEC chair, like there's all these stars aligning for crypto. It's all hopeful, and everyone's like got huge high hopes. Even me, like I was too, like I was part of it. Everyone, most people were.
Mm-hmm. I was buying ETH at 3,800 and it dumped to 15.
Yep. And inauguration day, boom, that was the top for a very long time. Like we pulled down, and then all the misery started with like the tariff situation, and that hit the stock market and crypto, and that got ugly. And then we had to spend a lot of our bull market recovering that damage. Like that that ended up taking a huge bite out of our bull market, that whole dip. So yeah, we had to, that was like damage control, and that takes time to do. So that knocked off a few months, arguably. Just like our dump from 65 down to 30 last bull market, that took a huge chunk of time out of our bull market, recovering that, and then going to 69 later on, But,
hey, Rick.
Yeah.
Are you still watching my screen?
Yes, let me bring it across. I thought you were done, but go for it. Yep.
Well, no, I just remember something that I brought up earlier, but I don't think you were here. So this last bull market, right? So this is Bitcoin versus S&P, right? And behind it, I'll do Bitcoin US dollar. So see how hold on. See how with these tops, right?
Yes.
With Bitcoin US dollar, ended up making a higher high.
Yep.
Right, during this bull market. But then Bitcoin versus
basically the stock market,
S&P.
Right.
Bitcoin versus S&P made a lower high.
So it's like a divergence there.
So that's like a bearish divergence, right?
Right.
And when you look closer, you can see the divergences kind of even closer towards the top. So this ended up obviously like calling a pivot in the, Bitcoin just went down from there into the bear market, right?
Yeah.
So if you look closer to it, you can actually see these pivots here also have that same sort of divergence. So you made a higher high here.
Yeah.
But then you made a lower high here.
Yep.
So that was like that sort of picked out the peak for that top, right? And then
Yeah.
you get this one here where you also made a higher high on Bitcoin and Bitcoin versus USD, you made a higher high. Bitcoin versus S&P, you made a lower high.
Yep. See that.
And then that called the top of that pivot. So even the double top in the last cycle were both called by two smaller bearish divergences, right, for lack of better words, and that led up to one bigger bearish divergence.
So what are we
So
getting
there's
right now?
that. So if we look at what we're doing now,
Confluent. Oh no, there's
right
okay.
here, I think we had a higher. I feel like we had
It's
a
just the
higher high
opposite.
here. You can't see it because there's no candles.
Right. But if you're using the same
But
method from last time, yeah, it's
yeah,
a lower
then
high on the line
this would
chart.
be the opposite here. Yeah,
But it still
but
means
up
bearish
here, what it,
divergence. Yeah. Right. In this context.
up here, well, we started get the divergence here basically, right? Because so we have this high. So this is a higher high here.
Yep.
And then this is a lower high. So that's a divergence. And then we have,
You know what that says to me?
from here to here is a higher high. Right? And
Yep.
then this from here to here
Right.
is a lower high.
So
that's diverging as well.
It's a relative outperformance, like relative strength outperformance of the stock market as compared with Bitcoin. Bitcoin's not seeing the same
exactly
expansion as the stock market saw in that section between those peaks.
The stock market is currently outperforming Bitcoin. Like, well, it has this bearish divergence, being that the stock market outperforms Bitcoin at tops, like at these sort of macro tops.
And the Mag7.
So that's something that I noticed. I don't think there was really any divergence here, but it started over here. And then look, that's where you got. So when this lower high came in, right? When was it? Like this, so you could say this is a macro lower high, and you could stretch this divergence out where you're saying like, okay, well, there's your bearish divergence. When did this high come in? October 6th. So higher high, new all-time high, highest high ever on Bitcoin, right? And then a lower high of Bitcoin versus USD, and then a lower high on Bitcoin versus S&P. And that happened on October 6th. And then where was the exact top for Bitcoin? October 6th. You know, like that was the exact top. Was when you got that divergence come in, and now we're down over 30%. So I think that's also like a pretty powerful thing to track. And I'm probably going to start looking at like the Bitcoin versus S&P chart a lot more, just to see if I can like track those divergences. And then, we also have,
just really quick, someone in my chat said, what are my thoughts on investing in physical silver? I think, like, I don't look at the silver and gold charts too often, but I do understand that they've both been in like some kind of expansion recently, and they've been at record highs. At least gold has. So if you were investing into gold right now, just understand that you're buying the most premium price on record for gold. If you're buying now, maybe the safer bet would be to wait
could be breaking out.
Yeah, it could be. Like, we don't know what the next 12 months holds for gold. It could continue up. But, generally speaking, if you're investing, maybe you want to look for like a decent pullback, like when the whole gold craze at the moment pulls back. I'm not saying it's going to crash and die forever. I'm just saying you're waiting for that moment of relaxation of the trend, like a pullback. But that might not come until another $1,000 of value up the top. Maybe gold grows to $5,000. I don't know. I'm not sure. But it's definitely been used as like a flight to safety in a way. People have been hedging against the the uncertainty by getting into gold and silver. I haven't really looked at a silver chart, but anyway. Yeah, it probably will go higher, the premium. I think gold's, you can't beat gold, man. Gold, well, Bitcoin's like a digital version of it, so that's one way to beat it. But gold's been valuable, like seen as a valuable thing for like hundreds, if not thousands of years. Probably hundreds of years. I don't know. Something like that. It's definitely stood the
this is
test
where
of
the
time compared to
divergence.
fiat. All
Hey,
right,
quiet.
This
go ahead.
divergence started here on the Mags versus, this is Bitcoin versus Mags. Yeah, what's up? Who called me?
It's Jarsky.
Oh, what up,
I was
Justin?
trying to ask you this before, but I had myself muted. I didn't even realize that. When you were looking at that with the weekly and the divergences and with the RSI and stuff like that, had you looked at the monthly version of that as well too? I'm very curious. I hadn't compared Bitcoin and S&P on monthly at all. While you were doing that, it just dawned on me that like the RSI on Bitcoin per monthly and the MACD were so far out of whack. I'm curious as to what that looks like with each other.
Well, what I was actually just describing, it wasn't actually a divergence in the RSI. It's a divergence in
Between Bitcoin and S&P in
the
general.
performance.
Yeah.
Well, it's yeah, like the performance of Bitcoin against the S&P versus versus Bitcoin's performance against USD.
Right.
There's a divergence between the two.
Yeah.
Right,
So, like,
right. Now,
basically
what I'm
meaning that,
saying,
like,
I understand that. What I'm saying is I'm trying to bring a new little twist into it and get your observation and see if we can put eyes on this, right? How
right.
does this data, when you also compare it to the RSI on both of these indexes, look on the weekly and the monthly? That's what I was curious of. Do we see
so
notable?
Here's the weekly. I guess I can take off the Bitcoin comparison, because if we just look at the
RSI
performance chart. Whatever. All right. So we've got this big old mega trend line, apparently. And we got this structure, which looks like it's actually broken already. Bitcoin didn't make a new all-time high against the S&P until November 18th, 2024. Fun fact. But yeah, so we've got, with the regular RSI, now this isn't even the regular RSI, this is like, I have this set to 10, when it's normally
14.
14.
Right.
So I don't know if you would rather have the 14, because that'll be the regular RSI,
Yeah, I mean,
like
maybe
the
it wouldn't
traditional
hurt.
RSI. Did you say you want to look at the RSI and the MACD?
Well, see, I was identifying a ton of bearish divergences within the MACD histograms and RSI when we were in that late September, October range. And so, again, I'm just curious to see how those match up with what you're observing here, and to see if there's like any correlation between it all.
All right, well, let's see. We can sort of mark out some dates.
So you're moving it up. New pane above. Hey. Yeah.
And then we'll set this back to regular settings.
Yeah, you had it on the right panel, the input panel.
Yeah, I'm just resetting the RSI back to
right.
the factory settings.
Yep.
And then up here, I don't know if this symbol, I don't want the Bitstamp symbol. How do I get the... This
all-time history index?
Where's SP at? That should be good. All right, so now we get a clean chart with the right stuff. Okay. Clean chart, right stuff. Let's go. We do have these divergences here.
Very clear. Very clear.
Yeah.
So that's actually, well, you have this one here, just even this one to begin with, which isn't even tracked on here. But look at that. That's a divergence right there.
Yeah.
But the first big obvious one would be
That.
here to here.
Yeah, I mean it's showing. You can just see
And
it.
then you've even got another one here to here, here to here.
That beautiful pennant just sitting up there, and then it just died. So
Yeah,
pretty.
like I mean, it was trying to hold ground and stabilize, but it just lost its foundations, you know, as a range.
This is where the divergence stops. So where is that?
Becomes confluent.
Right at the break of the support of the pennant. Right at the crossover, and they said, bye-bye.
July 25th.
Yeah, you start getting confluent.
Wait, so
you get
where's
back in
the
line. I think
October 6th? So this was the all-time high for Bitcoin.
Wow.
So why? So that's what I'm talking about. Like this
That's
was
interesting.
a lower high. So that's the divergence I'm talking about here. Bitcoin versus S&P made a lower high, but
Mhm.
Bitcoin USD made a higher high. Like
that's
if you
because
put
Nvidia
on-
went on a screaming rampage to the upside. It's
Right.
like, oh, all the money that we hoped Bitcoin would see went to other things, like gold and
Oh, you mean
gold
money
and
that probably
Nvidia.
came out of Bitcoin went into it?
Probably, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of that, yeah, some of that too.
So there
Hedge funds
was
and all these institutional guys, they're going to play both directions too. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
not just long everything. They play short side on
Right.
shit too. So
And I think
there
Bitcoin
was
will
a
get
bunch
its
of
Bitcoin will hit the spotlight again at one point in the future. I'm pretty confident in that. Like it's just each thing gets a turn, right? Over time.
so as we got this divergence from the USD price chart to like the Bitcoin SPY chart,
Yeah.
I was
like
told it wasn't
we
safe
got this
until
lower
ETF.
high. So what happened here? What happened on July 25th?
The pennant, the peak of the pennant. You can see it. Chart the pennant. It's right there. That's the peak. You're up there at the peaks.
Do you mean the rising wedge?
I mean, it could be
Yeah.
rising wedge. It could be pennant as well
Like
too,
that?
depending on
Sure.
how sharp you want to
Yeah.
make that. You know.
Right. I mean, I guess they're the same kind of look and shape. It's like some triangle-y looking thing. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
A shitty cut of the pizza, if you will.
Yeah.
I feel like something fundamental happened on this day, though.
And to me, it was just interpreted as a simple chart pattern, rising wedge, rising, whatever you want to call it, dude. Pennant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's when I started screaming to everybody in Meat Channel. I'm like, I'm gonna laugh when Bitcoin holds above 100K and your alts go down to bear market lows, and it damn sure did.
What was that the new round of tariff threats that Trump made against China? Because I remember that was a thing. Like the market freaked out on that day when he's like 100% tariffs, China, let's go again. Let's threaten that again. And the market had a panic. I don't know if that was July or whenever the hell it was.
I was
Wait, well,
end of August, I think.
Maybe. Yeah. It was kind of
anyway,
recent, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah. No,
all
I
I'm
see
trying
your
so
point.
so there was RSI divergences on here while like on this chart while we were getting that divergence between this chart and the USD chart.
You know
That's
what,
cool to
man?
see. I appreciate you pulling that up like that too.
I think
Yeah, no problem.
going forward,
But this is
weekly divergences should always be paid attention to, and you gotta
Oh,
know
yeah.
where that is. You know, we saw bullish divergence on the weekly down in the bear market, and you know people
And that's
were
what kicked it
mentioning it,
off.
and it was like, shit, look at this fat bullish divergence in the bear market, like, and some people were just
speaking
like,
of which,
no big deal.
that's
Yeah, you can't
another
weekly
sleep on that
thing we
stuff.
can look at.
Cannot sleep on
Fear
that
and greed.
divergent stuff, man.
Yeah, it's pretty powerful. I think it's not to be
Mhm.
ignored. Respect that shit.
Yeah, you got to respect that shit, right?
What the
As
hell am I
Mitch
looking at
says,
here? Oh, this is
respect the
from last night.
TA.
Yeah, I mean,
You watch Mitch at all? Any of you guys? You watch Mitch Ray?
I have in the past. Yeah, I haven't watched anything for the past like 12 months of his, but I have seen him in the past. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I know his style.
He's super, super smart, man. My only
He's a
problem with
smart
Mitch is
guy.
like he's got this really big, like whiny persona towards his paying customers, and
He
it's
does
like,
seem like he's a bit of like he's sulking half the time. It's like, what's the matter, bro? Like,
yeah,
yeah, he's a bit serious, but and I do think that he spends a fair bit of time just reporting on what happened, what has happened already.
yeah.
Like that's a fair chunk of his time. He does talk forward as well, like about
Mm-hmm.
projecting what he thinks might happen. But yeah, a lot of his content is reflection on what's happened.
Which to me, for
Which is
people
fair.
wanting to learn, is critical because you're going back and looking at recent live examples and comparing all these charts and these data as day to day and stuff like that. I think it's great
Yeah,
that he does it the way he does it.
sure. Yeah, no, there are channels that a lot of people do argue even worse than what I'm saying is where they only talk about what's already happened, and it doesn't help. Because we can all see that on a chart. We want to know what you think is the projection, like why this past information is relevant to what's coming in a way. But some people
Yeah.
don't go that
Look at
far.
my
They
chart.
just
I'd like to show you the opening of Bitcoin in 2013.
yeah.
Hmm.
The other funny
Well, there's
one
a
is,
hidden bull
guys,
div.
if you haven't been, if you weren't around in the 2015 and 2017 runs, you just don't know what happened. I'm like, yeah, I can just go to the chart and see exactly what the fuck happened.
Yeah, but you didn't really feel it.
You didn't live it, I guess.
You weren't there, man.
You weren't there, man.
Yeah, we can technically go back to the 70s, for the Dow Jones and check out the vibes back then, or the 60s, or even the Great Depression.
Yeah,
Yeah, you weren't even alive though, man. You're not qualified to look at these candles.
I don't even know, bro.
You weren't even there, man.
So
Anyway, I
check this
I'm
out.
gonna
We got
how many? Yeah, the bullish,
we
the big
we
fat
got
bullish
this.
divergence.
Well, this is
Yeah.
this is a fear and greed index, right? This
Yep.
isn't even the RSI anymore. This is the fear and greed index. So if you look at this fear and greed, this is what
Yeah.
turned the market, right?
Right.
We actually
Greed
turned the
started
market with
slowly
this,
creeping back in.
yeah,
Yep.
this
A
bullish
reduction in fear.
divergence. We got a lower
Mhm.
low with higher low in fear and greed. And then we didn't really get another one. We didn't really get any other divergences until here. And if you look, what happened was right here, we got a higher low in price and a lower low in fear and greed. So that was a hidden bullish divergence on fear and greed. That put in a new all-time high. Then here again, we got a higher low on price, and we got a lower low on fear and greed. So that's a hidden bullish divergence. That put in a new all-time high. And now here again, we have a lower low on fear and greed. But did we put in a higher low on price, which would be right here? So basically, this hidden bullish divergence on the fear and greed index isn't really technically invalidated until we
Price
fall below
collapses
this
through the low.
line.
Right.
So we need to take out that low. Here, I'll actually make
it's
it
not
orange.
terribly far away, right? Another 10,000 will take care of that. I mean, $10,000.
Yeah,
is
but
a
I
pretty
mean,
big sell. Yeah.
That's so from here. It doesn't seem close, but it's like 13%. But I mean, it would have to fall past this low. Complete,
Yeah.
like I have to completely take out that
I'm
low.
just gonna.
Anything above. I'm just saying anything above
Yeah.
this price right here.
Yeah,
Still
it's
would
still
consider
some
this
hope.
a hidden
Yeah.
bullish divergence.
I see it. I'm
Like
just
not
gonna
even
wrap
saying that
this.
the price would go up. I'm just saying that this would be a hidden bullish divergence until it falls below that low.
Yeah, no, I see it. It's there. And it's so far valid until you lose that level. Yes, gotcha. I just want to wrap this YouTube stream up. It's gone over an hour now.
See you later, YouTube.
Thanks for
Right at
tuning
market
in. See ya.
close.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in.